I like your shirt, Amanda.
Thanks. It's this new place.
Yeah. She's got her duality yoga.
Oh. I need to get one of those.
I think the first time I did it, I didn't realize it. I looked up and I was wearing a studio shirt.
Oh.
I saw it.
Oh, that one is so cute.
I noticed.
It has thing on the back too.
Yeah, it has a little sun and moon on it.
I love that. So, Amanda and Iris, what are y'all wanting to work on today?
It doesn't really matter. My back is killing me.
Okay.
But I don't know what we can do about that. So
No shoulders. Okay, so no dolphin. That was in there. I'll take it out.
Amanda killed our shoulders
Okay.
last week.
Well, that's good. We're kind of all on, yeah, at least you
I
two
did too.
are on the same page. We'll do some deep stretches for sure.
Hey, Emily.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hey.
Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
So I don't know if I know.
What?
Emily, have I met you yet? I don't think so. Emily, Chelsea. I'm Sheridan. Good to meet y'all.
Hey, Kelsey.
Hey.
Hey, I see
I'm
you now.
Sheridan. I'm Chelsea. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Chelsea.
How are you?
I'm great, ready to get moving. Do y'all have anything in particular y'all want to work on today?
Hips for me always.
Okay. So I'm
This as well.
what'd you say?
I just said I can always do this too.
Okay, good. I'm getting some requests for deep stretches, so we'll definitely go through a flow to get us, nice and warmed up, but I'll try to focus on some deep stretches, stretch out hips, shoulders, back, all the good things.
All right, you ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready if y'all are. I'm not playing music today, so if you guys want to, since you're muting your cameras, if you want to play your own Spotify playlist or iTunes or whatever, feel free to do that. But just so it's easier to hear. And it's raining too, so
Yeah, it's like just
added noise.
pouring. All right, I'm going to mute y'all. Y'all have a good class. Figure this out.
All right, you guys, hello. Welcome to 5:30 Flow. My name is Sheridan. I think I got to meet at least half of you, so thank you for tuning in today. And the one thing I was going to tell y'all before we start, well, one, the music, if you want to play your own music, feel free to do that because I'm not playing music today. But the second thing is there's going to be a few poses where we but if you want to, I thought of some ideas for a shift block at your home, and I actually forgot to bring my block also. So for me, this is just a black box that has microphone equipment, and so all you need is just something sturdy that you can kind of put your hand on. You can use a wicker basket, you can put a few books together if you have some books. You could even grab a shoe or your water bottle or just anything, maybe a box of goldfish, something that's sturdy that you can put your hand on. So if you want a block, feel free to grab that, just have it to the side. And that is all that we'll need for props. So we will begin in seated. You can begin to find a easy seat, something that is comfortable for you. Take a moment to rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. Sit up tall through your spine. Relax your shoulders down. And then as you shut down your eyes, find a few deep breaths in and out. If you want to take a few open mouth exhales just to sigh out the day, release any tension you might be holding on to. Spend a moment connecting with your breath. If you're in the area, you can hopefully be enjoying the sound of the rain. Let that soothe you. So for our intention today, I want you to focus in on what it is that you need, reminding yourself that this is your practice, this is your time. You're taking an hour out of your day to be here. So just think for a moment, what is it that you need? Do you need to find rest and relaxation during our practice? Meditation? Do you need to release some energy and work on your strength? Do you need to find focus or just connect with your breath? And maybe for you, you don't even want to focus on doing anything in particular, but rather just be here, just be present, not worrying about anything else going on around you. So as you think of that thought for yourself, let that be your intention for our practice. Let that be a reminder for why you showed up today. Keep that in the back of your mind. And as you continue to sit here, allow all other thoughts to slowly melt away. Notice that slow rhythm of your breath. Slow and controlled inhale through your nose. And an even slower exhale, release out through your nose or out through your mouth. Try to find about 10 more breaths at your own pace. And if you'd like to start bringing some gentle movement into your body, feel free to add a gentle twist, maybe a little bit of movement in your neck. If you want to stay right where you are, still stay right where you are. As you find those last few breaths, starting to draw your body back through center, lengthening through your spine one more time. Continuing to rest those shoulders down. And as we finish those last few breaths, let's all take one breath together with a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale to sigh it out. Slowly opening your eyes, softening your gaze. And with your next inhale, reaching arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale to release your hands over your right side, twisting over your right side. So bringing that right hand to the opposite thigh, gentle twist. Gaze can go behind you, looking over your back shoulder, or you can keep a gentle twist, head to the front. Finding one more deep breath in here. Exhale as you release back through center. Inhale, arms up high. And exhale, gentle twist to the left. Gaze going either behind you or once again to the front if that's more comfortable for your twist. And with one more deep breath in. Exhale, releasing through center. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, release your hands behind your low back. Point your fingertips towards the front, so towards me, and then draw your shoulder blades together as you open through your chest. Option to stay right here or option to lift your hips off the floor, pressing your knees into the ground. Gaze lifting upward, shoulder blades pulling together. Here for 3, 2, and slowly relax those hips down. Let's take an inhale, arms back up to the sky. Exhale, just slowly melt forward. So melting forward, you can just rest your hands, or if your hips are up for it, release your forearms to the ground. This is a great time to once I reached down, my hips are definitely tight. So just noticing that and then being gentle with your body throughout our practice, or stretching your body deeper. With your hands out in front of you, try to walk your hands over to the right side for a moment. And then walk your hands over left, reaching out as far as you can. And then as you slowly walk your hands back through center, find one more deep breath in. Exhale, walking your hands back up nice and slow. Whichever leg you have on top, bring that leg to the bottom, or maybe your leg was in the front. Bring the opposite foot to the bottom or the front, switch it out. Let's take a deep inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, let's twist right. Gaze looking either behind you or to the front. Here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, twist left. Twisting for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands release down behind your low back, fingertips pointing to the front. Draw your shoulder blades together. Once again, if you feel comfortable, lift those hips off the floor, gaze lifting upward. 3, 2, and slowly release those hips down to the floor. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, and we stretch forward. Hopefully feeling a stretch in your opposite hip now, a little bit deeper. Only sinking as far as your body will let you as we slowly warm up. Let's slowly walk those hands over to the left. And slowly walk those hands over to the right. And walking those hands back through center. Find one more deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lifting all the Perfect. Let's take one more inhale in our seated position, arms reaching up to the sky. And then this time as you exhale, release your hands once again behind your low back, but now uncross your legs, keeping your legs straight. Find a deep inhale. We're going to move into a reverse plank. On your exhale, slowly lift your hips off the floor, and I'll turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Lifting those hips off the floor. You may stop here, and if you feel comfortable, you can lift all the way up, really putting a lot of weight in your triceps and shoulders. So pick a level that works for you. Squeeze your glutes. Activate your hamstrings. Let's hold lifted for 3, 2, and slowly release those hips back down. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Find your breath. Exhale, stretch forward, hands reaching to your toes. Grab onto your ankles or your shins if that's more comfortable for you. Find an inhale to begin lengthening through your spine, and then exhale to then stretch further. I always like to encourage here that you're thinking about where you feel a stretch rather than just trying to reach past those toes. So only stretch as far as your body will allow you to. With each breath you take, lengthening through your spine. With each exhale, melting a little bit deeper into your stretch. Find 2 more. One more deep breath in. And exhale, slowly lift all the way up. All right, we're gonna swing our feet around to the side. Come onto your hands and knees for tabletop. And in your tabletop, just bring those knees right underneath your hips, wrists right beneath your shoulders, and start for a second just by swinging your hips side to side. As you swing your hips side to side, you can start bringing your shoulders side to side so that you almost create a C shape with your body. So shoulders pulling towards hips one direction, and then shoulders pulling towards hips the opposite direction, moving side to side. And then now start to take that. So once you bring shoulders to hips in one direction, I want you to try to find an arch, so coming into cat, but then create a circular motion. So come into cat and then bring your shoulders and hips over to the other side and then drop down into cow. So you're bringing your torso all the way around in a big circle, only to whatever feels comfortable for you. Once you go around to the right a few times, take that circle around to the left. And as you bring your body back into a neutral tabletop alignment, let's take one deep inhale, look up and stretch out your stomach for cow. Exhale, round it out for cat. Now take a moment working through any of those stretches that you want to, that torso isolation, stretch side to side, cat and cow a few times. I want to encourage you just to loosen up your stomach and your back in whatever way it is that you need to. And you are in the comfort of your own home, so do anything, even if it looks silly because nobody's even watching. But spend the next 3 or so breaths just continuing to create your own movement that feels good. And as you make your way through that 3rd breath, to come back into your neutral tabletop alignment with your next inhale, extend your right leg straight back behind you. Exhale, extend left arm straight out in front, creating a straight line from your left fingertips to your right heel, core engaged. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Now as you're holding this, try to pretend that there's a glass pane right underneath you. So we're gonna take our left arm out to the left side at just like a little bit of a diagonal, and then right leg out to the right side at a little bit of a diagonal. And then as you take it back in, you wanna try to take your arm and leg in without letting it bounce. So instead of doing this bouncing, we're trying to just slide it across the glass pane, sliding it out, sliding it in, sliding it out, Sliding it in, moving slow with control. Let's start to connect our breath now. Find an inhale as you slide out. Exhale as you slide in. Inhale out. Go as far as your body will let you. Exhale in. One more time. Inhale, slide it out. Exhale, slide it in. One more deep breath in, holding that leg and arm out long, and then exhale, release down. Take a quick little rest in child's pose just to give your wrists a break. You can face your palms to the sky, rest your forehead to the mat. Find about 3 breaths. And at the end of that 3rd breath, slowly pressing back up into table. Left leg reaches out long. Exhale, right arm reaches out long. Once again, creating a straight line from your right fingertips to your left heel. Let's slowly start to bring right arm out to the right side, left leg out to the left side. So you're holding your core in tight, trying to keep that straight line. And then slowly draw your arm and leg back in through center. Make your way, bringing that arm and leg out slowly to the side. Slowly back in. Let's connect our breath here. Inhale, slide it out. Exhale, slide it in. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale out. Exhale as you slide in. Hold. 3, 2, and release. 1 more gentle child's pose just to give your wrists a break. Once again, facing palms up to the sky. If that helps you, rest your wrists. Forehead can come to the mat. Connect with your breath. Slow it back down. Finding just 1 last deep breath in child's pose. All right, we're gonna start bringing a little bit more movement into our bodies. So let's go ahead and drop those hips down, curl your toes, lift your hips now all the way up to the sky for downward facing dog. And take a moment to pedal out your feet, pressing your right heel down, pressing your left heel down. Try to lift your hips upward to the sky, chest pressing to your thighs. Now in your downward dog, making sure those fingertips are spread out. Take a moment to lift all the way up onto your tippy toes and then bend your knees. As you do that, you'll feel your quads start to activate a little bit, and then lift your hips straight back up and try to press your heels down further towards the floor. Once again, lifting up onto your tippy toes, bend those knees to just kind of hover your shins off the floor. And then lift your hips back up, heels pressing down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, release those heels. Next time as you bend your knees, find an inhale. Exhale, walk or float your feet up to your hands, half lift. Release down, forward fold. Take a moment to hang out here. Spend some time pedaling out your knees, bending knees right and left. So in your forward fold, always remember, I'm kind of not doing this because I'm talking to the screen, but you want to let the crown of your head fall to the floor as if there is like a magnet on your head and there's a magnet on the floor. So if taking ragdoll arms helps you practice that, you can grab on to the backs of your calves. You can grab onto your big toes. You can even walk your hands over right and left, or you can use your makeshift block to rest your hands on. Allow yourself to feel comfortable here. Let's find about 5 more breaths, 5 of your own breaths, slow pace. At the end of that 5th breath, use your next inhale to lift up halfway, flatten out your back, draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, slowly lift all the way up into standing, coming into a comfortable standing mountain pose. On your next inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, and then exhale, cactus your arms, so creating this touchdown shape. Draw your shoulder blades together, open through your chest, and as you're squeezing here, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Pretend that you have an orange right in between your shoulder blades, right in between there. And you're squeezing that orange as you open up your chest, lifting your gaze to the sky. We spend so much time at our desks all day, even if you are at home, in that hunched over position, that this is such a great way to open up, to reverse that position that we're typically in. Now take another inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. This time as you exhale, cactus your arms, but if you're comfortable, try now extending your arms so that the backs of your hands are almost pulling together. Whatever feels comfortable for you, go back to the cactus if that is a little bit more comfortable for your shoulders. Squeeze the backs of the hands together a little bit tighter. 3, 2, 1 more time to inhale your arms up to the sky. Now this time exhale, one option to cactus, one option to extend your arms straight, and a third option to interlace your hands behind your low back. Draw your palms together, draw your shoulder blades together, open through the chest. So you'll notice as you see me from this side view, I'm not arching back intensely. All I'm doing is just pulling my shoulder blades together and really opening up my chest. So decide which variation works best for you. Find some openness. We're here for 4, 3, 2. On that release, let's take an inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, flatten out your back. Exhale, plant your hands to the mat, walk or hop your feet back, high plank. Option to drop down to your knees if that works better for you. Let's take an inhale in high plank. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, press up, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale, bend those knees. Exhale, walk or float your feet up to your hands, half lift. Release down, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms up to the sky. Exhale, your variation of a chest opener. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant those hands to the mat, walk or hop your feet back, high plank. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, press up, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time, moving through that sun salutation, deep. Bend with those knees, inhale. Exhale, walk or float your feet up to your hands, half lift. Release down, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms up to the sky. Exhale, find your variation of your heart opener, cactus or interlace. Hold for 4, 3, 2. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant those hands to the mat, walk or hop your feet back, high plank. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, press up, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 more breaths in down dog, and then we're going to rest in child's pose. Last deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release your knees down to the floor and gently press back in your child's pose. So take a moment to rest in child's pose. I'm sitting up for a moment just so that you can hear me talking. But I want you to rest in your child's pose with either knees together comfortably or If it's more comfortable for you to separate your knees, allowing for some space for your chest to rest in between, decide what works best for you. Rest to the mat and maybe even gently massage your forehead into the mat. You can shut down your eyes. So spend this time reconnecting with your breath. Thinking back to your intention, that thought you had at the beginning of our practice. What brought you here today? If you like doing this in child's pose, take a moment to walk your hands over to the right side, reaching your left hand as far over right as you can so that you feel a stretch throughout the left side of your back. And then take a moment walking your hands over to the left side. Then as you slowly walk your hands back through center, find about 2 to 3 more breaths in your child's pose. And then slowly start to lift all the way up to your knees. We're about to make our way into tabletop, and I just wanted to give you a heads up. We are going to work through our flow, and as I go to my left, I'll be calling out the right. And so I'm hoping that I don't get confused with my left and rights. So if that's confusing from looking in the camera, just try to listen to my verbal cues, because I'll cue left and right, although we'll see what happens with what I actually do. So anyways, we're coming into tabletop pose. And from your tabletop, let's work through one more round of cat and cow. So with your inhale, look up and stretch out your stomach. With your exhale, round out your back, look down. Feel free to work through your cat and cow one more time. And then as you come into that neutral tabletop alignment, begin to curl your toes, lift your hips, start to make your way back into your downward facing dog. And we're gonna start with everything on our right side. And then we're gonna work our way down from our left side. All these cues are gonna be on the right. So on your next inhale, take your right leg, reach it up to the sky, find a deep breath in, and then exhale, slowly draw your right foot up in between your hands for a lunge. Just coming into a low lunge, take a moment to loosen up here, gently rock forward and back. Once again, notice if you've got some tightness in your hips. And then once you've moved forward and back a few times, release your back knee down to the floor. We're gonna come into our lizard stretch. So you're opening your right foot, opening your right knee out to the side, and then dropping your hips down. So you'll feel a stretch through the front of that left thigh. Hands are on the inside of your right foot. And if you want to, you can drop down to your forearms. You'll get a little bit of a deeper stretch. So as we move through these next few stretches, I want to encourage you to really connect with your breath. Some of the poses will be holding, and so that means 1, we're either stretching, or 2, we're really focusing on our strength building. So either one, making sure that you're using your breath to work through the stretch or to work on strength. One more deep breath here in lizard. Exhale as you press back up to your hands. Now straighten out your right leg. You can first lift up tall through your spine, and then as you stretch forward, try to release your chest down towards your thigh. If you have a block, you can place your hands on your block. Stretching through that right hamstring. And then what I like to do sometimes, because I don't like holding this super long, is I go from this hamstring stretch into lizard, and then lizard back into the hamstring stretch. So take a moment either just holding this hurdler stretch or moving back and forth in between lizard and your hurdler stretch, either one. One more breath wherever you are. And exhale, let's come back into our low lunge, lifting your back knee off the floor. With your next deep breath in, windmill your arms all the way open into warrior two. So we're doing that just to find some openness. Now we're gonna take an inhale, shift forward, and then exhale, try to set your right hand all the way to the floor. We hover that right hand, but instead try to touch that right hand all the way to the floor, and then take your left arm, reach it up to the sky. Now we're gonna really work on these side angle opening stretches. If you can see in my video, I'm almost getting my legs in a 90-degree angle. That's your ultimate goal. If you're up a little bit higher, don't worry about it, but that is what you're trying to get those hips nice and low while still keeping your chest opened. So if you wanna challenge yourself, take it up a notch, then take this right hand and hover it off the floor. That means you're gonna be using your core. But resting your hand kind of gets you a deeper stretch and allows you to drop your hips down a little bit further. So those legs might be burning. Let's hold for another count of 5. 3, 2, 1. Now with your right hand planted onto the floor, that right leg is still up in between or in behind. We're gonna take that right leg and step it to the left so that you meet straight in a side plank. If you don't like this type of side plank, your other option is to take your right knee to the floor, holding here. So we're in a side plank. Deep breaths in. Gaze is lifted. Let's take an inhale with that left arm up to the sky. Your left arm underneath your right. Inhale it up. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift. Just one more. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift. Now exhale, step your right foot straight up in between, or right behind your right hand so that you meet back in that side angle position. And then inhale up to warrior two. Exhale, let's take it back for a quick little reverse warrior. Stretch out the front body. In your reverse warrior, you can rest your back hand on your thigh or even wrap it behind your back. Here for 3, 2, and back into warrior two. Take a moment to set into your warrior two. So in warrior two, our form here, we're trying to get that front heel in line with your back inner arch. And then trying to lower your hips still as low as they can go. Opening your right knee to your right pinky toe, with your gaze over your fingertips, shoulders stacked over your hips. So instead of reaching forward like that, keeping those shoulders stacked. Now let's find 3 more deep breaths in here. Deep breath in. And last inhale. Perfect. Now on your exhale, your left toe forward. Draw your arms into practice position with your arms. So now we're in our goddess squat. If you need to walk in your feet a little bit closer, you're welcome to do that. Next, inhale, draw your elbows into your sides. Exhale, lift your arms and straighten out your legs. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Now next inhale, Exhale to slowly lower down, and let's just hold that goddess squat, trying to open knees towards the pinky toes, shoulder blades pulling in together. Sink down low for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms up to the sky, straighten out your legs, face your toes to the front, and then exhale, stretch forward, reaching your hands to the ground. Take a moment to stretch out in your wide leg forward fold. So here you have the option to shift your hips side to side, which is what I'm doing. You can also just lunge your hips side to side, lunge your knees if you feel comfortable dropping all the way down to get a really deep inner thigh stretch. Or walking your hands over right and left. Play around here, work through whatever feels good for you. Stretch your hamstrings, stretch your hips, your inner thighs. Maybe take ragdoll arms. Finding 2 more breaths wherever you are. And as you find that last breath, let's turn those toes out. Just meet straight back in your goddess. So as you do that, you're trying to keep those knees bent, meeting straight back in goddess. Okay, here's where this might be a little bit confusing, but just listening to my cues, we're now gonna work everything down onto our left side. So you were on your right, now we're going to the left. So from goddess, we're gonna take a deep breath in, and then we're gonna exhale, just come straight into warrior 2, left side. So take a moment to sink into your warrior 2. Now get your front heel in line with your back arch, your hips. Arms are strong, legs are strong, we're sinking deep, and our gaze goes over our left fingertips. We're finding our deep breaths. Try to think a little bit more breaths. Reconnect with your intention. One more deep breath in. Beautiful. Now exhale, take a little stretch backwards for reverse warrior. Back hand can be on your back thigh or hamstring area or behind your back. Arch it back, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Now we're gonna windmill all the way down to the floor. Go straight into that side angle, side plank. So left foot steps back to right, meet in side plank. So holding your side plank, your variation. You can have one knee bent, whatever works for you. And with that top arm reaching up to the sky, right arm reaching up, find a deep inhale. Exhale, bring your top arm underneath. Find a little bit of a twist, crunching your core. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. One more time. Exhale, crunch. And then you can set that top hand on the floor to help you bring that left foot straight up, back. Reach your right arm up to the sky. We're coming into that variation of side angle. And this variation is different because we're not necessarily hovering. If you like to hover, go into your hover. Otherwise, we're focusing on just trying to open through the front body while sinking our legs deep as we can. A lot of people have the tendency to drop that top shoulder or to stay lifted. So I want you to really focus on getting those legs in a deep position, a deep lunge, and opening the chest. Keep breathing. Another 3, 2, and 1. Windmill all the way into a low lunge, left side. Set your back knee on the floor and extend your front leg straight. Hurdler stretch. Deep breath. So although we're working backwards, If you would like to go ahead and start into lizard, going back and forth between hurdler stretch and lizard, feel free to give that a try. And then we're going to meet in lizard right after that. About one more breath wherever you are. And then drop those hips forward, turn your left toes out, turn your left knee out. Continue to let this right hip sink towards the floor, move into your lizard stretch. You can stay on your hands, you can drop down to your forearms. Breathe. Try to keep your spine as tall as you can, so preventing as much rounding as possible. Let's take one last deep breath in. Beautiful. Exhale back up to your hands. Now curl your left toes under, your right toes under, lift your left leg up to the sky, and we're gonna come back into downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna work that all the way through again. We're gonna add on a little bit more, get to our challenge pose, which is just a balance and maybe a few other things I'll add in. But we're gonna start on the left side this time, so exactly what we just did. So let's take an inhale, reach left leg up to the sky. Exhale, slide it through. We're gonna work a tiny bit quicker. Set your right knee to the floor. Take a moment to stretch in lizard. Let's hold for 3, 2, 1. Extend your left leg straight, stretch forward for your hurdler stretch, hamstring stretch. 3, 2, and 1. As you come back into your lunge, take your left hand to the inside of your left foot, turn your back heel out and reach that right arm up to the sky. Come into that side angle position, keeping that bottom hand on the floor. One deep breath in here. Exhale, press your left foot back to your right, side plank. Right arm reaching up to the sky, deep inhale. Exhale, tuck it under. We just got 3. So 3, inhale it up. 2, inhale it up. One more time, right arm underneath, inhale it up. Exhale, you can release that right arm down, step your left leg through, come back into your side angle, deep inhale, lift all the way up to warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Stretch it back, 3, 2, and inhale back into warrior 2. Take a moment to get adjusted here in warrior 2. Work on your form, find your strength, gaze over your fingertips. Now we're gonna find one deep breath in. Exhale, straighten out your left leg, heel toe your back foot in. 1, 2, 3. Now inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, we're coming into triangle. So this is one of those times if you have a block, you can use your block, your variation of your block. And in triangle, it's that same thing. We're trying to stay open through that front body. So if you are somebody who likes to work on form, I'll give you one option to do, especially since you're at your house. You can go to a wall, and this is gonna be helpful for our pose right after this, and try to keep your back flat against the wall. Your bottom might interfere with that a little bit, but your bottom close to the wall and opening up into that triangle stretch. And so that way you know you're pretty much in line. If you're not into that, just stay right there on your mat. Now from our triangle stretch, we're gonna press straight into half moon. So from half moon, if you're using your block and the block was on the inside of your left foot, you're gonna wanna take that block in front of your left foot, take a gentle bend with your left knee, and then press off your right so that you find that half moon position. Once again, coming up against a wall if that works for you, if you wanna really work on your technique and form. So you're trying to get your body pressed flat against the wall. Otherwise, you're holding your half moon on your mat in the center of your living room or wherever you are. You're using your block, and if you decide to move your block to the side, just let that Left hand hover over the floor. Find one spot to focus on. Try to keep a straight line from your head, right heel. We're almost there. Hold for 3, 2, and perfect, 1. Now as you release down, come back to where you were for triangle, and then inhale, arms up to a parallel position. Face both toes to the front of the room. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, and we stretch forward for our wide leg forward fold stretch. Now this time I want to give you an option to play around. So first option, shift those hips out. Crow pose. So walk those feet in a little bit. Place your shins to your triceps. Gently press forward, letting your gaze remain at the floor. I'll give you a side view if you're new to crow. Kind of helps a little bit. The head is key, so you're making sure to keep your chin lifted. And if crow is not in your practice, do not worry about practicing your crow today. Feel free to stay in that wide leg forward fold. This is just kind of a playtime. So keeping the head, chin in a 90-degree angle, gaze to the ground. If you were in crow pose, begin to return back to a wide leg forward fold. And then from your wide leg forward fold, let's drop those hips down. Take a bend with your knees. Inhale your arms up to the sky. It doesn't have to be anything crazy fancy. And then exhale. We're gonna open up into half moon. So working our way down. You're going straight into your half moon pose. A little bit more challenging on this right side now. So use your block, use the wall, work your way into half moon, finding one spot to focus on, keeping that core engaged. Breathing deep. Here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and we are going to land gently in triangle. Finding your triangle pose, using your block once again, whatever you were using previously. You want your legs far enough apart so that you do feel a stretch. Reconnect with your breath. So we're still on the right side. Let's take one more deep breath in triangle. Awesome. On your exhale, slowly rise all the way up to standing. Heel toe your left foot out. 1, 2, 3. And so your right toe should be facing about to the front so that you meet in warrior 2, left side. Take a moment to adjust in your warrior 2. Hold strong here. Right knee opening towards your right pinky toe. Shoulders are strong, arms are strong. 3, 2, and let's release back for a reverse warrior. Your quick stretch backwards. 3, 2, awesome. And as we lower down into our side angle stretch, right hand reaches to the floor. You stay open through your chest. You let those hips drop down. Once again, we're just holding for about 5, 3, 2, step right foot back to left, side plank. Left arm is reaching up to the sky, deep inhale. Exhale, tuck it under for 3, 2, last one. Inhale, that arm lifts up high, and then exhale, release it down so that you can slide your right foot back in between your hands for your side angle. One last deep breath in. And on your exhale, we release all the way down, lowering left knee to the floor, extending right leg straight. 3, 2, 1. Come into right side lizard. 3, 2, 1. Curl your left toes under. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. And as you release that right leg down, take a moment to pedal out your feet in down dog. And we made it through our flow. Let's take one last deep breath in here. If you like moving through your half series, high plank, low plank, up dog, down dog, take a moment to go through that. Otherwise, slowly rest back into child's pose. So if you are still making your way into child's pose, you can take your time. I want us to do 1 or 2 more stretches before we go on to our back sides. I know y'all said shoulders and hips. We haven't done many outer hip stretches, so we'll take a second to do that. But while you're still up, if you were working through your half series, come back down to your knees, and if you were in child's pose, start to make your way up to your knees, and then let's all come into tabletop. And we're gonna make our way into pigeon, so if you want to move into down dog first, you are welcome to, but otherwise, just for time's sake, we're just gonna come into tabletop. Inhale your right leg straight back behind you, and then exhale, slide your knee, so instead of your foot, slide your knee up in between your hands, come straight into pigeon. If you don't like pigeon, if that is maybe really intense on your knees or your hips, you can always roll onto your backside and hug your heel up in towards your belly button, keeping that knee pressing out, or find figure 4. So either variation that you like, try to work your way into that. And then begin to use this time to slow down. Maybe relax your forehead all the way down to the mat. Close your eyes. Finding 1 or 2 more breaths in. And then slowly pressing back up to your hands. So once again, you can either press straight back into down dog, or if you prefer just to come into tabletop, either way works fine. You can shake out your legs before we move on to the left side. And then once you're ready, let's take an inhale. Left leg reaches straight back. And then slide your left knee up in between your hands, rest down to your forearms, and sink into your pigeon stretch. So I'm not sure if y'all can hear that through the videos, but there's a really loud thunder sound, and it's SpaceX taking off. So sorry for that loud noise. From your pigeon, let's find just 1 more in, and then exhale. You can start to come back up to your hands and curl your back toes under, either press back into down dog or come into tabletop. Take a moment to shake out your legs. And then from your tabletop, begin to swing your feet around to the side, come onto your bottoms. Bring your feet to the very top of your mat. Let's take 1 deep inhale, lift up tall. Exhale and slowly lower all the way down. Try to squeeze your core, slowly lower all the way down onto your backside. Inhaling, reaching your arms up overhead for a full body stretch. Exhale, go ahead and just keep those arms up overhead, and for a gentle twist, your right knee over your left. It doesn't have to be a full spinal twist, but just crossing that leg over, keeping those arms up overhead. Hold for a few breaths. And then take cross it, or your left knee, cross it over your right. Just switching side to side for a few gentle spinal twists. Doesn't have to be a full deep twist. 1 or 2 on either side. And then once you've twisted around right and left, let those legs relax straight. Relax your arms now by your sides. Shut down your eyes. And we have made it to our time for final relaxation. I want to encourage you to spend this time here relaxing and letting go. And I'll leave you here for a few minutes in our class, but if you would like to stay here, and you can just silence your video or ignore my voice, you are welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. But for the rest of you, closing your eyes, relaxing each muscle in your body. Allowing for some space in between your eyebrows. Reconnecting with that slow rhythm of your breath. And then once you start to feel ready, slowly bring some movement back into your fingers, back into your toes. Slowly start to wake your body back up, staying in Shavasana if you want to. And then you can slowly begin to draw your knees into your chest. Gently rock side to side. Give your back a little massage. And whenever you are ready, begin to slowly make your way up into an easy seat. Moving nice and slow. That is all I have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and namaste.
Thank y'all. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good Monday.
You too. Bye, Ariel.
Bye, Chelsea.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. I always, it takes me a minute to figure out how to do anything.